It looks like I'm live. I'm just going out for my walk this morning, and I thought I'd go ahead and talk a little bit and just chat because I'm just kind of walking today. And as I'm walking, I just wanted to share some of the thoughts that I'm thinking about. So I don't know if anybody's going to check in today, or anybody's watching, everybody's working. But it's just a beautiful day here in South Florida. So those of you guys that are going to see this later, just a beautiful day. It's about 70 degrees here today, where there's some horrible snowstorms up north, from what I hear. Hoping somebody pops in here and starts some chat. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and start talking a little bit as I walk. I normally do about a 5 mile walk. So I've been walking for a little bit now. And I figured I'd go ahead and just kind of share some of the thoughts, what I've been thinking during this walk. So um, first I was thinking about collecting and how people collect. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is the different ways that you can collect. And as I'm making my walk here today, just thinking and thought I'd just share some of my thoughts. So, there's many ways of collecting, and people collect, um, you know, players, they collect sets, they collect all different ways. And really the what I've found is, and I've collected everything, it's just a matter of setting your goals and being focused on what you want to collect for the long term and what you enjoy. So me, I was just a fan of certain players, certain teams, so that's the way I collected. And that's how I started, that way initially. Then I started kind of building sets. And if you're going to do collecting like a for a long-term project, you're talking about collecting sets, certain player runs that could take, years. So if you're going to be doing long-term collecting, you really have to focus. You have to focus, stay with the plan, and it's time and patience. So there's some things you can do if you just want to collect, you know, card, certain cards. That's a good strategy. Let's say that you make a list that you want to collect this year. You want to have maybe, uh, 2, 3 cards for a certain player. You want to pick up a couple rookie cards. You know, that's pretty easy to achieve, and you could do that very easily, depending on the cards and the players, of course, and the prices and your budget. But those are short goals that you could set for yourself. And I don't know if anybody's listening to me, but I'm gonna just keep see if I can get some chat. I don't know. So anyway, you know, set yourself, if you're going to start collecting, set yourself some short-term goals initially on the types of cards that you like, that you enjoy, that you think you know you would keep for the long term. You know, don't be collecting for the short term unless you're going to be doing flipping and things like that. So for the most part, what I do is I kind of make a plan and go with the plan that I have, and try to stick with it. I'm a long-term collector. Good morning, Stooks. It's great to see that you're in and got people watching me. That's great. So I'm just talking about, collecting styles. There's people that collect for the short term, and people collect for the long term. And it depends also on the person. If you have a focus and you can stick with focus for a few years, then you could collect. Hey, Jason, what's up, my friend? then it's a different way of collecting. Hey, Jeffrey. Yeah, I used to live in Tampa, and it's pretty much the same out here. It's just a different coast. It's a little bit warmer here today. It's probably about 70 degrees here. Over in Tampa, it's probably more like 60, I would imagine, 50, 60. But, I was just talking a little bit about, how I collect and different ways of collecting. And it depends on your personality. Some people need like a quick fix. I'm just trying to get some swans out there. So some people need to do short goals where they can just go for something that's going to take just a year, a few months, and go for those short goals. And that's great for collecting. Hey, Brian, great to see you here, my friend. So, it's all about how you collect, how you want to collect. If you're going to do, let's say, a player run, well, it depends on the player. If you're going to do, like, let's say, a Johnny Bench run, you could probably accomplish that within a year, even if you don't have a big budget, because really the 68 and 69 are the toughest ones. But once you move on to 70 and up, those you can pick up pretty cheap, pretty easily. So that's a goal. If you want to complete player runs like that, those are pretty easy. Now, if you want to go for a player run, like Mantle, like I did, which was crazy, that's something that it's going to take a lifetime if you're ever going to accomplish it. Like it took me, hell, 40 years to finally get my Mantle run. So those are things that you guys need to kind of determine, am I willing to go that route, or am I just going to pick up a few players here and there and go go that route? Me, I was just a fanatic, and I was kind of crazy, and I felt I had to go for the Mantle, and I never thought I'd get there. That's why I was just kind of, I had the red heart to fill in for my 52 tops because I didn't think I'd ever get it. But I stuck with my goal and ended up, that I did get it. But most people really, um, yeah, that's the Bowman color for me is I completed that set. It was my favorite set from the 50s. And, at the time, it took me years to put it together. And it got to a point that, I would rather go for other stuff. I went for the pre war and eventually sold that off and helped finish my Mantle run. So I kind of focused that route. But, if what I'm trying to say is to keep yourself busy in the hobby, you have to have goals. You have to be focused on what you're going to go after. Yeah, trading is a great strategy. I built my really my collection on that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that you're going to change. Your hobby focus will change throughout. Am I working on any sets right now? Uh, yeah, focus is the key. I Right now I'm not working. I'm not a set builder anymore. The last set that I completed is that my 71 football because that's when I had since many years since I was a kid, and I needed the Staubach, the not the Staubach, the Bradshaw rookie, and I finally got that uh, earlier this year. But I don't build sets anymore. I kind of got away from that because since I'm older, I'm kind of trying to consolidate my collection as much as I can, and I've been doing that over the years. So I've sold all my sets except for a few here and there. For the most part, I'm focusing on my, of course, my Mantle Player run, which I completed. Focused on my 1888 Goodwin set, which I also completed, and my 49 Leaf set, which I completed. And that's pretty much it. So now I'm focusing more on my on players, and not player runs because I'm walking, talking. So I'm about, let's see, 2 miles. I got about 3 more miles to go. So I'm focusing on actual players that I really like, players that I that you know that have history in baseball, because I'm a history fanatic and I'm a history of cards. I mean, I've studied the cards, the history of cards, the printing methods, and I've read up on everything, all of all that stuff. You know, yeah, thanks. That Goodwin Champion set. I fell in love with the Goodwin Champion set when I saw the King Kelly card. I thought it was the nicest card. I still think it's the nicest card in the hobby. And I ended up buying that in a one I showed in the video there. Still have that card. And every time I would see a Goodwin Champion up for sale on eBay or somewhere that was a good price, I'd pick it up. So I ended up picking up a lot of those. That's when I built my set. A lot of them raw. People back then, I'm talking 30 years ago, 20, 30 years ago, people didn't even know what they were. And I would pick them up for, cheap, $20, $30. Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. Those cards were hand printed with a dog barking at me. They were hand printed, by hand. They were true artists, and they took weeks to make those cards and the artwork back in the day. They didn't have printing presses, so. But anyway, getting back to my collection, I got out of building sets and going into player runs, and not player runs specifically, other than Mantle, but going after specific players. So my goal now is going back to pre-war, and I'm trying to pick up two cards of the top pre-war players, uh, back in the day. So, and I'm starting. I always start with the toughest. When I'm always building a set, I used to start off with the stars first, and then go with the commons, because you're always better off that way. If you start buying a bunch of commons, and then you see, oh shoot, I need the big name stars, it makes it a lot more difficult. So that's what I do. So when I'm collecting now, I'm going to the 1800s, because first, there's fewer people going after 1800 cards, less competition, and those players, those cards are not going to get any cheaper, and those players are big name guys like Cap Anson, King Kelly, Buck Ewing, and those type of players that were some of the best players in the day. So uh, the Thorpe card, yeah, I definitely. They don't have the Thorpe card in the Goodwin, so he's not in the Goodwin champion set. Thorpe, that's an 1888, but Thorpe does have cards from the 1900s, and he's also on the Fatima team cards. But so so I've got already two cards of King Kelly. I've got two cards of Cap Anson, and I'm trying to get. Uh, I need to get one more card of Ty Cobb. I've got one. I've got the T205, so I'm working on trying to pick up probably the either the red or the green Cobb. And then for more players, more recent, I've just got out of my development here, and I'm gonna walk outside a little bit here. So more for more recent players, I'm talking players from the 50s and 60s. Hey, what's up, Peter? Yeah, and the Sports King set is the Jim Thorpe. That's a nice set. Let me tell you, I love those Sport Kings, the Goodwin Champions, the Allen and Ginters. All those are multi-sport. If you see your memory, all those are multi-sport. Yeah, yeah. That Anson and the Allen and Ginters was great, and I thought about picking that up, but I went for the Goodwin one, and then I wanted to get an actual card with a photo of Anson instead of a drawing. So that's why I picked up the Mayo. That's why I like the Mayo cards, because I an actual picture with the old judge that also had pictures versus, that's just mine, You can collect, I love them all, but I can't have them all. So, but going back to the other players like DiMaggio, for example, I like what one of the ideas that uh, Adam from Splendid Sports had to collect four players, the four favorite cards of your player, of a specific player, instead of doing the whole player run. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm looking for right now. So, I'd like to get, for example, um, four Hank Aaron cards, my favorite Hank Aaron cards, you know, um, and go that route. Get four Willie Mays cards, my favorite four Willie Mays cards. Hey, Jay, what's going on, my buddy? Jay, I love all your shout outs that you do in your live streams. You're probably one of the guys that does the most shout outs that I've seen, and I appreciate that, Jay, very, very much. Hey, so beware of the reptiles. Let's go take a look, see if we got any alligators or snakes around here. No, no, nothing going on here today. But yeah, I love that idea, because, I know there are certain guys that like to collect the complete player run, and, and that's great. But for me, I don't have the time. I'm getting older. Thank you, Peter. I don't have the funds and the time to collect certain player runs. I'd love to have a player run of Willie Mays. It's just not going to happen. So, I think four cards for me, my thought is four cards of each player, four cards of Willie, four cards of Jackie. My favorite four cards of Aaron, four cards of DiMaggio, or two if I can't get to four. When it gets to the older guys like the Ty Cobbs and Babe Ruth, well, Ruth, I'm good with Ruth because I got three, so I'm good with that. But other than that, I've still got a lot of guys. I'd like to pick up another Speaker card. I'd like to pick up a Hannes Wagner, even if I can get one, any Hannes Wagner. I don't have any of those. And that's one of my kind of goals. I talked to the other day. I was just talking to Mike Petty, and he shared some experience he had with a Hannes Wagner card that he was dealing with there. But anyway, that's the kind of stuff that I want to accomplish. Consolidate my collection, sell as much as I can in order to pick up four cards of every Hall of Famer or two cards once you go back further. That's kind of my goal. Um, I want one thing I want to talk about today also is grading, and we're gonna be talking about that later. I'm gonna be on I don't know if it's gonna be a live stream. No, I don't have the imagination. What? But I have my best DiMaggio is the 49 Leaf DiMaggio, which is the number one card in that set. And I just love the Leaf set, so that DiMaggio fits in nicely there. And I'd like to pick up really the heads up, the 38 heads up with the scribbles, which a few guys in the YouTube community have picked up. Dylan picked one up recently, so that's one goal for DiMaggio. But other than that, slowly as I consolidate and sell. This is the elementary school here. As I consolidate my collection, and try to sell 10 cards and pick up one good one, that kind of stuff. That's my future goal, because I have to be wary of, even though I'm in good shape right now, um, I've got to make sure that when I leave this earth, I leave everything in order for my family as best as I can, and my collection in order, documented, and that's why I do my videos, and you know, grade whatever I need to grade that I'm going to keep for forever. So I want to talk about grading because I've seen a lot of videos on grading, And of course, I think it's overrated. I don't think they're as accurate as they should be. Um, the problem with grading is it's just an opinion of somebody, and you don't know who that person actually is. So it's kind of, you know, it's an opinion. And, you know, I think that the new people in the hobby, they've really gotten so spoiled with the grade that they don't look at the card. They buy the grade. I go to card shows every month and I see the younger collectors and even older collectors just buying the grade. They'll look at the card and they'll say, "Let me see that Brooks Robinson PSA 5." And they'll start negotiating on it and really not looking at the card like they should. You need to take the time. Good morning. You need to take the time and look at the card. So it's different from when I was collecting because when I first started, yeah, and this is what I wanted to really focus on. When I first started collecting, there was no grading. So what we had to do was the dealer and the buyer and the dealer. Yeah, yeah, that's the reason I've been getting cards graded because I graded my manuals and my big cards because I knew I wasn't going to get rid of those. But for the most part, my cards, I have tons of ungraded cards, which eventually I'll get graded or traded, whatever I'll do with it. But anyway, going back to the grading area, uh, when we were at card shows and we wanted to buy a card, what we had to do was we literally first had to agree on the grade. The dealer and I, as the buyer, had to decide what grade is that card and then negotiate a price from there. So, what we essentially were forced to do was become card graders. You know, we would sit there, we would look at the card, we'd stare at the card, and the dealer would say, "Yeah, no, it has this." I'd say, "Well, it's got a little wrinkle, or it's got a little tip corner." So I'd make that a 5 or a 4, and we would learn as we were buying the cards. We would learn how to grade the card because there was no grade. You had to look at the card, and once you decided, what the grade was, then you'd have to go back and say, "Okay, pull out the Beckett," because that's what we had. There was no eBay. Pull out the Beckett, look at the pricing, look at the higher price, and look at the lower price, and kind of come up with, the deal. And that's really the way that it worked. I'm going to do some jaywalking over here. So it really was one of those things that, I know people say, "Oh, it's good. Don't tell me about the good old days," but it was the good old days because you not only bought the card, you graded the card, and you were able to get a second opinion from the dealer. Now the dealer doesn't really give an opinion, even though some cards may be overgraded or undergraded. The dealer's, "Hey, that's a 5, that's a 7," and that's it. You got to go with the grader's decision, and that's what I found that's kind of crazy, you know. And that's why you know, guys like arrest that man. There's no officers around here. No, nobody around here doesn't even see me. But that's the difference between today's collectors and the collectors when I was collecting. That they collect the slab, and no matter the card is, you look at a whatever, a Cal Ripken, uh, whatever card, and it's a 10, and there's another one that's a 9. There is no difference, guys. Barely any difference. You cannot tell the difference unless you look under a loupe. But the prices are 10 times more, and that's what's changed in the hobby. I don't ever remember something like that, in those days. But I just wanted to share that. You got to look at the card. You got to really try to, when you go to card shows, try to grade cards. Look at some of the raw cards, and try to learn how to grade those cards. Good morning. Because really, it's going to help you in the long run. It's going to help you in your collecting, and you're going to learn the different cards, different years. They're tougher. Yeah, I know everybody's staring at me like, you know, yeah, this place is not really deserted. This is a community of about 2,200 homes. So, and it's gated, so there aren't not too many people around here. And of course, it's the middle of the week. People are working. But yeah, this is there are actually some ball players that used to live here. Um, Miguel Rojas used to play for the Marlins. Now he plays for the Dodgers. Used to live here. I met him walking a few times here. And this is a gated community, but then there's a gate gated within the gate, and this is the where the expensive homes are in there, in the sanctuary over there. But anyway, going back to they have little areas for the kids to play and stuff like that, little playgrounds. But I just think that as far as grading, I think you need to. Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it. Hey, Maddie, what's going on? But I think we need to go back to really looking at the card versus, yeah, hey, this is my retirement. This is my retirement, my friend. I had to find a place where the old people can live peacefully here, you know. So, but yeah, I built the house here when this started back in 1999. Actually, this was built. This development was built back then, and I bought the house way back when. We're from Tampa here. So anyway, I just wanted to share my thoughts on collecting. I just think that you need to look at yourself and see, how do I collect? It's going to be a long-term goal that I'm going to set for myself, like building a set. That's a long-term goal, or a long player run. Like a Mantle run, or a Jackie run that could take you years. If you're going to do that, you just got to focus and stick with it. Don't be influenced by other guys and start picking up a Star Wars card or a Marvel card or a football card. If that's not really what you want, stay focused. So that's what I was talking about earlier. And if you don't have that long term focus, more shorter term focus, then focus on specific players, specific cards, that you want to target for this year or for the next 3 months. You know, and it's beautiful here. Hey, thanks, Will. It was fun hanging out with you here and with it, man. Hopefully you can come back sometime soon and enjoy this weather. It's just a beautiful, beautiful day. People walking around here with shorts and stuff. It's just that's why you moved to Florida. And I can't wait to see other YouTubers come down. I know Dave Blue Jacket's moving down to Florida too. But anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit. I was walking, and yeah. Oh, you're 2 years away. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I really wasn't going to retire right away. Yeah, yeah. Will, my collection's on YouTube there. Yeah, you'll see it one day, hopefully. But yeah, it's all on YouTube pretty much. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that's kind of tough because you got to go with the family. Family's always first, man. Always, Scott. You got to go with that. But I was just walking and I thought that 24 years away, Maddie is really, you got a long way, Maddie. I was forced to retire early because my dad, he had dementia. He got really bad, and I had to take care of my mom. Thanks, Will. Appreciate it. I hope you liked that Gary Carter rookie I got you. Hope you enjoyed that one. I wanted to get you a vintage card there, Will. But I just want to see if I can help people in the hobby and help them, get involved and learn about the hobby and learn about the cards and help them collect in a way where it's to build a collection for life, not the flipping and that type of stuff, because that really is just yeah, thanks, Will. But yeah, the fun of this 50,000 miles. Um, the fun of this hobby is really the journey. You know, I'm making my walk. This is my journey, and I'm having fun. But man, I'll be at the National this year again, and to Strongsville. Hope to see you guys at Strongsville. But the fun about this hobby is really not the result is great because man, when I got my mantle and I finished my run, it was like the biggest thrill in my life as far as my collection life. But it was more exciting the journey to get there, man. What it took me to be able to buy that card, to or to trade for that card that I've always wanted, or to you know build up a what uh, those back pages, Eric, what he did to get his mantle. I mean, that's kind of what I did, but I didn't go exactly that route. But it was very similar to what he did, where he had to get rid of two Aaron rookies and oh god, tons of his great stuff to get there. And it's just that journey. It's something you never forget. Yeah, it's beautiful out here. Oh, trust me, I try to stay in shape. I want to keep collecting and stay in this hobby forever and just enjoy the friends that I've developed here. It's just the best thing about the hobby. But it's all about the journey when you're talking about, you know, collecting. That's really the most fun. And that's what it's all about. The morning. And yeah, hopefully I'll meet you, Maddie, for sure. Just, hit me up, send me an email there or something. Let me know, give me your phone number. We'll definitely hook up. But, and that's what the fun is all about. I really enjoyed it when I was collecting, building sets where I would go to the card shows and go through those binders and pick out the cards that I needed, and then I'd see, just different cards and got to know cards that I hadn't seen and stuff. And I think one of the things that we need to do to get kids back in the hobby, and what I do, you know, if I see a kid, I'll try to give them like a vintage card, any vintage card. I never seen those, and it just piques their interest a little bit. Uh, this is more of an older community, but there's no hotties around here. I don't think. Well, there may be. I don't know. Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, definitely. We got to get a whole list together. That's a great idea, Maddie. And you know what? You're one that is awesome with that kind of stuff. But I would love to see a list of the community members and ways that we can get a hold of each other. Either list of emails for everybody or phone numbers if they want to give them. You don't have to, or some way of getting a hold of everybody. But because there's little groups. Everybody has little groups. I try to kind of get into all the groups, but really, it's a good way to get everybody together. But getting back to the hobby, yeah, I should go to the beach, but it's pretty far. This is the rec center. The hotties are probably in there in the gym doing exercise. But let's see here. I'm going to start heading back. I'm going to start heading back. Still about 2 miles from my house, but we're heading this way. Yeah, I go live. Well, actually, tonight, and I'm going to be, I don't know if we're going to go live or we're going to record it. I'm not really sure. I think we're going to go live. I'm going to try to convince them, but it's going to be me and Sammy Thunder. Let me let this lady through here. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's going to be me, Sammy Thunder. People here are nice and they don't turn. They wait for people to cross the street here. But we're going to be live hopefully tonight. I think it's at 8 o'clock. It's me, John Mangini, and Sammy Thunder. And we're going to have a chat about a few things. So, I don't know if it's going to be live. I hope it's going to be live. I'm going to tell Sammy to try to make it live. But Mangini and I and Sammy are going to be talking a lot about the hobby. We're going to talk about grading. We're going to talk just our thoughts in general about some of the things that are happening in the hobby, altering cards and those type of issues there. So hopefully you guys can join us for that. And overall, just you know, I started talking, really kind of to get everybody to think about this year, 2024, and yeah, and we can, hopefully make some good goals for each other. You guys make some goals this year. Don't just go and start buying cards. That's kind of what I wanted to talk to. Yeah, well, I saw you last night, and I was on there commenting on that live stream. But overall, I just want to make sure that you guys are setting some goals. Don't just go to a card show and start saying, "Oh, I like that, I like that," and then you start buying here and there, because some of those cards you really, really just, it was fear of missing out. It was stuff that you didn't really want, but you had to buy something before you left the show, and that happens. But don't, hold back, set yourself some goals and stick to the goals and stay focused with your goals. And that's how you're going to get to the ultimate, collection, your ultimate collection. Not having stray cards that you really don't care about or you really don't look at much. You know, 1,500 miles of running, yeah, exactly. And one guy that I really, really admire and really is my buddy, my first guy that I really met at the National, I roomed with him, is Ryan Nolan from Breakout Cards. Here's a guy that he exercises. He's a marathon runner. He runs every day. I text him sometime in the morning. He won't text me back until later on because he's been running. He's been exercising and doing stuff. He's busy, busy, busy. And he's focused in his collection. He goes one direction. He knows what he wants. He goes right after it. And then he's pivoting. He's pivoting to more non-sports music cards, you know, and he used a lot of his baseball, 60s, 50s, 60s baseball that he traded and sold to go that pivot, but he's focused on that. And I think that, you know, to me, the hobby is really about life and it helps you with your life. Um, you know, one of the ways that I mean, you may say, oh, you're exaggerating, but no, I think I've lived a longer life because I've collected cards. Because, I had a very stressful job, but when I would get home, I would just sit with my cards and I'd be in another world. It's the best relaxation. It's better than I'm not a drinker. I really, I'll have a cocktail or beer every once in a while, but I don't drink. I never drank. So to me, my cards were my drug of choice, I guess you could call it, you know, and it relaxed me. It put me in another state. I forgot about all the problems of the world. And that really has helped me, for all these years to remain young, that I feel young, to keep me healthy and, you know, exercising. And I really think that, if we can get kids to take up some good hobbies, like cards, get them off the computers, off the video games, because one of the things, the problems, and there's studies that are made that young kids that are growing up strictly on an iPad or cell phone are not developing the skills that are necessary, nowadays. And I really think that if if you look at things that kids don't go out and play anymore, they don't do things or hold things. Even back when the days that they had transformers, kids would sit there and play with the little transformers and build the little toys. I mean, come on, they don't do that anymore. And I think if we can get kids back to get off your phone, get off your electronic devices, get get to your cards, touch, feel, enjoy, play with them, learn about them. I think that is something that's going to help them in their life and in the long term. I know I'm getting philosophical, but you know, it's just sharing my thoughts. And I think that one of the things that I like to do is when I go to a card show, and I'll give a kid like $10. I have some money. I see a kid there looking for cards and stuff. I'll give him $10, and I'll tell him, you can't buy packs of cards with this. You have to buy cards from the dollar boxes or from the quarter boxes, from the dime boxes. And, it changes their strategy because a lot of the kids want to go buy a pack, open a pack, and see what's in there. Gambling, 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 gambling. And that's what I am against in this hobby. So if you get the kid to go through the dime box, go through the quarter box, go through the dollar box, they're going to pick up first a bunch of cards for $10. Second, they're going to look at different cards, different years, different things that they really hadn't seen before, you know. And for me, that's what got me going back to the old cards because I would just kind of, it piqued my interest, you know. And I think that will improve the hobby. It will take kids to grow up learning cards. Sure, will we will. So thanks, Will. Same here, my friend. So I just thinking that sharing some thoughts that we've got to rebuild our hobby, and we got to rebuild it on collecting, not on gambling and new product. If you look at some of the new product that's coming out right now, I just saw the Panini basketball. So it's like $700 a box, and then the hit card there is the Wembanyama, and Wembanyama rookie card. It's like he's he's opposed, and there's a curtain behind him. It's not even like an action shot. I mean, ridiculous. So I just think that new cards, yeah, they're shiny, they're nice, and all that stuff, but for the most part, uh, they're going, they're going down. They're going down in price, and it's just a matter of time. Yeah, set building. I was a set builder, and I love set building. It's really one of the best ways to collect, and it's just it got to a point where I just had too much stuff personally. But if I was younger, I'd still be doing some set building here and there. But um, anyway, I uh, I just wanted to give you guys a talk a little bit about um, my thoughts on grading and hoping that people will look at cards differently than just uh, the slab. Buy the card, and that's the way you have to do it. And I personally I buy mostly raw because as a young when I was a younger collector, I had to grade my cards myself, and so I have a better feel for that. But I'd like to get the younger collectors to learn how to grade cards and how to buy cards, and that's another. I'm going to talk a little bit more, I guess. My future goals are to continue to consolidate, liquidate some of my collection to focus on my my four cards disconnected. I guess we're turned on. I don't know. Are we still on live, guys? I got a Somehow I got a phone call in there, and I had to. I don't know what happened there. So hopefully we're still live. I don't know. Anybody have any questions? Anything? I'm heading down the home stretch. I'm about a mile from the house, and I'm gonna. Oh, good. Thank you. But good, good. Somehow I got like a phone call. I thought I got disconnected. So so uh, weather up there, man. It's got to be pretty bad. You know, I'm worried about some of our YouTubers. I know up there where Sammy was, the New York area. got hit pretty bad there. So hopefully it's okay. You guys are all right. Hang in there, guys. Eventually come to Florida. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state. There's no taxes here, no state taxes, and that's why it's a great place to retire. But I'm gonna be my schedule is that I'm gonna be doing tonight at 8 o'clock with Sammy Thunder. Ray from Philly is gonna be doing something. Yeah, it's great. Oh, that's cold, my friend. That's cold. As long as you don't get the bad storm. So I'm going to be doing the Sammy Thunder, John Mangini tonight. I don't know if that's going to be live or recorded. I don't know if it's on Sammy's channel or for Collector's channel. Then I'm also going to be doing something with Ray from Philly. We're going to talk about Hall of Fame pictures. That's going to be sometime maybe tomorrow or I'm not sure. We'll see when that's coming. I'll let you guys know on that. And then I'm going to be doing on the 27th. We're going to do the contest, the end of the contest between me and Sammy. And thank you, everyone. We both blew by the 2,000 subscriber mark. So that was awesome. Yes, dude, that's going to be fun with Mangini. Mangini is the best, sharing his thoughts. I'll let him rant. So the 27th is a Saturday. I'll be doing the contest results live. And let's see what else I got planned. Oh, I got contacted by Jeremy Lee. Jeremy Lee wants to interview me, and he said he was going to do it sometime in March. So that should be fun. I mean, I got a chance to contact him a little bit there, and I've never really spent too much time on Jeremy Lee, but we'll see how that goes. That should be fun. Yeah, Frankenstein Collector. That's me. It was like 23 in Indiana. Wow, damn. No, here we had like a yeah. Jeremy's a good guy. I did meet him at the National, and I do chat on his live streams, and he's checked out my videos, and he said that he wanted to interview me sometime in March, and he said he'd get back to me on the exact date. But that should be a fun thing, you know. We'll see how that works out. But overall, that's kind of what I've got scheduled. I am going to be going to the a few more card shows. First week of February, I got another card show, and in March, um, March is the biggest show in Florida. It's the West Palm Beach Card Show, and it's the biggest in Florida. There's going to be around 500 tables there, and all the guys come down there. From Jeff Wilson, and he was there last time with all the other guys. Roth and Mojo and all those guys show up to that show because it's the biggest one in Florida. So I'm going to be there. I think that's March 24th, and I'm trying to get a bunch of YouTubers to come out with me. So if anybody's near the area, oh, you had a card shop. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's pretty good stuff. I'll ask him about that when I talk to him. I know he is the part owner of Tag and has an awesome collection. I've seen some of his stuff. He shared a lot of his collection on YouTube there. But we'll see. Hopefully that'll be fun. It's always fun talking to new YouTubers and stuff like that. Are the Dolphins going to get it done in Kansas City? Oh man, really, I don't think so. I'm a huge Dolphin fan, but the way that they played, I think that the defense. I think we'll be able to score in Kansas City. I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. I think we will score some touchdowns and stuff as long as Tyreek is going to be fine. I think we're going to get Waddle back, so I think we're going to be okay with that. But I think that the problem is going to be Dolphins don't like the cold weather. That's true too. But I think the main problem is going to be that our defense is just not showing up lately. I mean, especially at the end. We allowed some big plays. When you really look at it, that game was three plays. The first bomb, the first quarter through bomb, touchdown. The run back, 98-yard run back all the way back. You know, two huge plays. And then the last drive at the end, that again, another bomb. So I think that with Mahomes, I think that's going to be a problem for the Dolphins, unfortunately. But I'm still rooting for them, and I think they do have a chance. But with the weather and Mahomes, we'll see. Maybe the weather is going to affect Mahomes even more because Tua throws mostly short. He'll throw a long pass here and there, but most of his passes, if you notice, are shorter passes. So the weather may not bother him too much there. But now I don't have high hopes for the Dolphins against the Chiefs, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens. Well, I don't know. Let's see. So that's kind of it. I think I went over all the stuff that I've got on my schedule. I've got to do some VRs, and I don't know if I'll get to it today, but I got to do a VR for Old Sarge Dan, and I got another VR I need to do too. So I know I got a couple of VRs. I'll try to get those done tomorrow, and hopefully we'll go live tonight. It should be fun. There's the post office truck coming through. I'll see if I got any mail. I don't think so, but I've got probably maybe a half mile or so, a little more, three-quarters of a mile to go. So I'm almost there. I'm heading back. This is a long road to my house here. It's a long ass road all the way. So yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, it's just here's the sky here. You can see the palm trees, and it's just nice. Here, I'll get to the lake a little bit. We'll talk a little more. Uh, yeah, had these lake. That's funny, but we'll see. Yeah, there's some there's a lot of auctions going on right now that I'm looking at. There's a couple things that I'm bidding on, but there's just one thing I'd like to get. Hopefully, it doesn't get too expensive. I'm not going to share what that is, but it's part of my PC stuff. So many of you guys wouldn't even be interested in what I'm looking for. So, but I'm going to go ahead and put a bid on that, and I think it ends on the 13th. So we'll see what happens there. Be a nice item if I can pick something up. But other than that, I'm really not looking for anything on eBay or anything like that. The stuff I'm looking for is going to probably be in Strongsville or at the National, and I'll have a better chance there. So I'm kind of trying to save up a little bit of money for Strongsville and see what I can do there. But yeah, see, it's a nice day out. People are here fishing. See, there's people fishing here. This is a nice little lake. There's some little fish in there, so you see people fishing there now. Let's go check it out. See, I think he caught something. Ah, you got something. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've caught some off my I'm around the other corner there, so I've caught a few. Yeah. I've seen some. The peacocks here are pretty big actually. Yeah. Let's see, show you what you got here. Look at that. Nice. Oh, this one swallowed all the way to the bottom. That's not a good thing. Yeah, you can get it out. There it is. All right, back he goes. There he is. Let me show you something real quick. Sure. Let's see what he got there. Yeah, because I see you here fishing almost every day. Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I'm Orlando, by the way. Louis, how are you? Louis, good to meet you, my friend. Where do you live over here in Palm Cove? Oh, you live with me, huh? I'm in Palm Cove too. I'm at the end of the street. Oh, okay. So,
That's a fish.
Look at that fish, man. Check it out. Wow. Where'd you catch that?
One of the lakes.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Here?
yeah, yeah.
I caught like a 2 footer here off of mine. See, I'm over on this side.
He weighed at least, I'm guessing, I couldn't weigh him, about 10 pounds, a little more.
Nice. That's a beautiful one too.
Oh,
The
yeah,
colors
yeah.
on that
Yeah,
one was nice,
amazing.
nice. Beautiful.
But mainly, yeah, we get regular bass, hard bass.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you use for bait?
I just use shrimp.
Do you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I use
Frozen shrimp.
I use worms, fake worms.
Well, the fake ones are good. I use like a frozen shrimp.
But my favorite, I like the fish lures.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. Those are good. But like you said, it's tough to get that out of
Yes.
their mouth. They get stuck in there.
You're right, you're right.
But yeah, those are good. They go after that pretty good, especially the big ones.
Yes. Little fake fishes.
Yeah, it's
All
true.
right.
Well, my friend, take care. Have a good one. Catch you later. Saw some fish in here, as you see. Somebody walking their dog. Rick, you need to come over and retire here with the retirees. See, there's the retirees fishing. I'm off the lake on the other side there, so I can fish out of my backyard, which makes it nice. So anyway, it's a fishing channel here, guys. Fishing show. Got a little bit of a preview there. Actually, you should probably. Problem with doing fishing things is that you can sit here all day and not catch nothing. Yeah, Rick, you should come down here, man. It's awesome. You know, there's so many places out here. You know, I'm in South Florida, but you know, you can go to places like Tampa and Orlando and Fort Myers and West Palm Beach and Naples, and all those areas are really really beautiful. You know, so check it out. I'm a Florida guy. I was born and raised here. Not born, but I was born in Cuba, but I was raised here in South Florida. So I've lived other places, but mainly here. I did live for a short time in North Carolina. I was working over there for a little while. And for the most part, I'm not uh, in this community now. It's not cheap because they have now gone way up since I purchased my house here, and the new ones are. What's happening is they're fixing them up. They're new houses. All these homes here are about 20 years old. But yeah, the home values here are high now. I would say here it's probably about half a mil. The average homes depends on where the size and stuff like that. In this community. Um, but I bought mine a lot less when it was built. So, but yeah, it's this is a gated community, so it's a little bit different and a little bit more private. But you can get houses here pretty cheap. And if you're looking at townhomes and things like that, real cheap, guys. Compared to, I mean, not in Miami because it's expensive. Move to Florida, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the homes are nice here. You see, the homes are nice. People are nice here. Yeah. Up north, yeah. The prices here in this community are pretty close to what they are up north. You know, But again, this is a brand new community. It was built 20 years ago. It's all got, you know, you can see everything is underground. They did everything underground, all of the electricity, all of the wireless, all that stuff. And they actually, you said half a mil, yeah. Really? Wow. Shoot. But no, man. I bought my house here for 305. I think is what it cost me when I bought it back then. But yeah, if you're gonna live in Miami, Miami's super expensive. Where I live in Broward County, it's the Fort Lauderdale area, it's a lot less, not a lot less, but less. And if you move it different places, it's even cheaper. Other than Palm Beach. I mean, you're gonna go to Palm Beach, that's super expensive. That's that's too much. But overall, it's super nice here. Good morning. How are you? I love what you did with the front yard. and the lawn and everything. You redid it all. It looks beautiful. Yeah. Like I live in the other corner there. Yeah. This lady redid their house and remodeled the house. A lot of new people are moving into this neighborhood from up north, and that's what I've noticed. Uh, my neighbors are all still the same, but for most of the other people have moved in from other places. Apply, yeah, man. The beach is the best, but I'm far from the beach. I'm actually way inland. I'm probably 45 minutes from the beach. So I'm pretty far from that. But that's okay. You, the beach, the traffic out there is killer. You don't really want to be too much near the beach, with the tourists and stuff. And, I can just drive out there when I want. It's not too far away. So, anyway, guys, I'm heading back to the home stretch here. So it's been, oh shoot, I've been talking for an hour already. That's pretty a lot. So, anybody have any other things they want to chat about or anything before we move on? Before I sign off, I just want to thank you guys so much for just listening to me and just hanging in here with me. Really, really appreciate it. And I'm just gonna share some what I'm planning this month on my videos is just documenting my collection. I was thinking about doing my top 50 that I did last year, but they got nice cars. They got that vet and a nice cars over there. But anyway, I was thinking about doing my top 50, but I decided not to do my top 50 because it's just too much of a hassle, and the prices and all that. I don't really want to get into that. So what I'm doing is documenting kind of by sections. So I did my mantle run. I showed some of my pre-war stuff. So I'm doing that. And then the other stuff that I want to do is I want to show for Rick, I want to show my Ruth cards, my Babe Ruth cards, you know, and then just show some general cards from the, you know, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Just kind of get a good feel for my collection. And then at the end, I want to re-show my, thanks, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be my next video, Rick. It's going to be probably do that tomorrow, my Ruth cards. I'm going to share all my Ruth stuff that I got. So, yeah, and then at my last video that I'm probably going to do sometime this month is I want to do my Goodwin Champion set again, just kind of re-show the whole set again, which I haven't shown it all in one video. So I'm going to do that. So that kind of gives people a good feel. Yeah, a lot of the communities here are all planned communities now, but you know, it's great. Everything's underground. You got a community center, you've got a rec center, you've got everything that you need in the area there. You have like uh, we have fiber optic here, so my internet is awesome, and it's all fiber optic, and it all goes underground. So it's really more advanced and really nice. So I'm heading down my block here soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of chill out, hang out, and like Rick said, take a nap. Okay, guys. Listen, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. I'll put a video tomorrow with my Ruth cards, and I'll go from there. So hopefully we'll do something tonight, and I'll talk to you guys tonight. Thanks for watching, guys. Really, really appreciate it. Have an awesome day, everyone. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Thanks for watching.